Welcome friends, welcome to the 7th session of this lecture series on the Android app development training. In today's session, it will be a practice session wherein we will create an app with two edit texts and a login button. So when the user enters the ID and password and clicks on the login button, the application will check whether the credentials are correct or not, and then it will allow the user, if the credentials are right, it will allow the user to enter, and also it will show a welcome screen using an image. So today we'll also be seeing how we can insert images inside your activities and inside your app. When creating the app, we'll also understand how to customize the looks of your layout, customize the looks of the different objects, like how to give the margins, how to keep the orientation, colors, and so on. So I think we should start, and I'm going to share my screen. I hope you are able to see it. This is the existing app that we used yesterday. I've just deleted the parts which are not necessary. So in the same app, I'm going to create an edit text with wrap content, and the ID is edt user ID, and close it, and another edit text with the same width as same parameters. Here the ID will be different, it will be edt. Edt is for specifying or for our understanding. Edt is not required, but edt is for understanding that this particular ID is corresponding to a edit text. Similarly, for button you can write as btn, for text you can write as txt, and so on. Okay. User password, then close it, and finally I have a button here, wrap content, and the ID is button login. The text is login. Close it. And now let's say I want to have something, some changes in the layout. Okay, so let's say I want to change the margin. Okay, and instead of making it completely stuck on the left side, I want to have a margin. So margin on the left, margin left is say 20 dp. Okay, so it will be having a margin. Similarly, I can give a margin on the right, margin on the right 20 dp, not right, in fact it should be on top, margin on the top as this thing. Similarly, you can give the margin to these two edit text as well. Okay, now we have some margins, and the objects are separated by some distance. Padding is something different. Padding means out of the margin, what is the space to be left inside the bounding box. Margins is outside the bounding box. Okay, so this blue color box is the bounding box. What should be the margin means what should be the space outside this bounding box, and padding means what should be the space inside the bounding box. So I'm just going to give a padding to this edit text of say 10 dp. So now inside this box a margin or padding of 10 points is given. Okay, now let us go to the programming part. When the button is clicked, I'm going to add a command here. On click, login to app. Login to app is the name of the function that I'm giving, and just press Alt or Enter and create. And here I'm just going to delete this thing because this thing is not available, but you can keep it there because although it is not being used, but it can be kept as dormant. Okay, I have deleted these two things, so these things are not required. These two things are not required. Okay. Login to app. Now I have to create the variables. So I'm going to create variables. Edit text. Now whatever I'm writing is the type of the variable. Then user ID and edit text, user password. Okay, and here I have to find that particular variable, the object, and store it inside the variable. So how it is done: user ID is equal to find view by ID or dot ID dot what is the name of the ID that we have, the name of the what is the ID of the edit text that we have given for user ID is the edt user ID. Okay, and similarly for user password is equal to find view by this r dot id dot edt user password, and we have to see create a button for login as well. Button btn login, and we have to now save it. Okay, now if you understand, these are three public variables. One is of type edit, two are of type edit text, and one is of type button. Okay, the name of these variables are user ID, but user password, and button btn login. And now here what we are doing, when the application, the activity is created, at that time these views are found using find view by ID, and they are stored inside the user ID. Now we can use these variables. We can use these variables to fetch the value of these particular objects. Okay, this thing is not required now. And let's see when the button, when the user is clicking on this button. Now what we do is, whenever the button is clicked, at that time it should check the value of user ID and password, and it should match with the values that we are giving. Okay, so let's see. String, now string is a new variable, ID str user ID is equal to user ID dot get text dot to string. Okay, similarly string str user pwd is equal to dot get text get text dot the PC has anged to string. So again, as you can see here, this is a variable of the type string, where, and what we are doing is, we are taking this variable, this is the object, we are extracting the text, we are converting that text to the string, and then storing inside the str user ID named variable. Now we have to check, we will apply a if condition. If str user ID is equal to, not equal to, you cannot use for strings, you cannot use a double equal, you have to use equals. This is a function where it will match the string object with the variable that you are giving, and if it gives true, then if the two variables are matching, then it will give a return a true. Okay, so say equal is my ID. Okay, and in C++ you write and as double and ampersand dot equals my pwd, then then what we need to do is, let's say right now, let's say it will display a message that the login is successful. Okay, so let us make a toast.make text. Context is this. Chat sequence, the message is successful. Okay, and one more thing, the duration I am not given. Long. Length short and length long dot show. Otherwise what it will do is invalid password. I have just increased the font size so that it is easier to understand. So let us try to run this app. Okay, so let us see the flow of program. Okay, in this we have three elements, three objects. First is the edit text with the edit user ID, edit text, another one with edt user password as the ID, and third one is a button, which is button btn login is the ID of the button. And then it will run on clicking this particular button, it will run this app. And if you see this not app, this function, when you see this function, at that time we will store from these two variables, user ID and user PWD, which have been initialized on the onCreate, and it will check it will extract the strings from these two variables, store in these strings, and then it will check whether the ID and password are as given in this program or not. This whatever I am writing here, my ID and my PWD, they are hard coded strings. This is not recommended. You should save these strings inside the database. Okay, and from database you should be able to you should be fetching this these strings, and then you should be matching it. Otherwise what will happen, user will not be able to change the password or ID. Okay, user will not be able to change the password because you have hard coded it. Okay, so let us try to run it on the device. I hope you are able to see the Android device as well. Okay, I am running now. It will build the Gradle and then it will install the APK on your device. Let us just wait for it. It has shown some error. The error login is incompatible with the text color. Okay, so there is some issue. Okay, text color, we have to delete it, and I think now it should run. Text is submit. Login, and let's try to run it again. It is building now. Now it is installing, and now we have the app. Okay, so right now I am just entering some values, some random values, and let us try to log in, and it will tell you invalid password. And let's try to give the user ID and password as this one. The ID is my capital I N D, and this is MYPWD. Let us check. See, the login is successful. So now let's see how to customize the what we have seen right now is how we can extract the data. Not we have not seen how to customize the looks. So let us see. If I want to align this particular button not on the left side but on the right side, so what we can do is by using gravity, layout gravity, you can either use the end will make it on the right side, or you can also give the right. Okay, in both cases it is going on the right. So what is the difference? Difference is that if you are using right, it will be forced on the right, but if you are telling it to be on the end, in case of where we are writing from left to right, it will be on the right side. But in some countries, in some languages, people write from right to left. In that case, it will be shown on the left side. Similarly, if it is on the left side, okay, either you can make it left or you can make it start. Start means the point where the writing starts, means on the left, or it can be on the left or it can be on the right. But an end means where the writing ends. So in countries like in very Arabic countries where the people write from right to left, in that case the orientation will flip. So let's say I'm making it on the end, and the edit text, instead of making the match parent, I'm making it 200 dp, and this one I want this thing to be on the right as well. Gravity, right, and the same thing I can copy and paste. So all the three of all these things are on the right side. All right. So so friends, let us try to run this thing now. Let's see how it looks on our Android device. Let us see. It is taking some time. Let it take its time. And now we have our new app. Okay, so now the width of the edit text is not 100%, it is 200 dp, and remember that 200 dp is device dependent. So 200 dp is looking something like 3 or 4 centimeters on my device. It will not always be 3 or 4 centimeters in every device. Depending on the DPI, the resolution and the screen size, this size may change. So in that case, what I would recommend is if you want to set the size of your layout parameters as the exact percentage of the layout, in the runtime you work out the screen size, screen width, take out the percentage, and then apply the layout parameter on that particular object. This is the only way it can be done. It can be done through linear layout in the horizontal alignment orientation, but that is difficult. So this is how it can be done. Let's try to change the colors. So let us try to change the colors. Oh, sorry, we have this password. This thing is the password. So whenever I'm typing here, I'm able to see all the characters. So what I want to make it is, it should be shown as star star star, right? So its way of doing is by changing the input type. Here you can change the type as password, number or text. I want it to be a text password. You can also make it a number password, and let's assign a hint. So if nothing is written, what should be the hint? So we can make a hint password, and similarly we can make a hint here. Hint is recommended because user should know that what that particular text box is expecting. Okay, user ID. Let us make one more edit text which will not be used, but it is only used for explaining the concept of the input type. So let me just change the, it is ID is not required, rest everything remains same. And instead of this mobile number, I am making it as a mobile number, and its input type will now be input site type is here. I want to make it number with decimal or without decimal. I want it to be a number. Okay, so and let us take one more in edit text with, let me just copy it. So in this, the behavior of this thing is even different. Here we are going to ask date of birth from the user, and the type is date. Okay, you can use date time also. Okay, let's say one more thing, one more edit text we are going to make, and here instead of date it can be time. Okay, and these all edit text I am not going to use, but I am just showing you how the behavior of this edit text is different if you change the input type. Okay, for first one it is a plain text, second one is a password, third one is a number, fourth one is a date, and fifth one is the time. So let us see how the behavior changes in the device. So if you see the user ID, it will show you the plain keyboard, normal keyboard. If you go to password, the suggestions will be turned off and everything you write will be shown as a dots. Mobile number, a keypad with a number will come up, so user will not be able to enter any text inside this other than numbers. Date of birth, it has to be like 0101/2019. Okay, and finally you have time. So in this case keyboard has changed a little bit, 12:50. Okay, and then so this is how the behavior of the edit text you can change depending on your requirement. Similarly, you can change the font size, the line height, the font color, background color, anything you want you can change all the behavior. And when you press login, obviously I am not given any correct login password. Now let us add one more let's add one more feature to it, that when the user is login is correct, in that case it should launch that activity, our display message activity, and there we will use a picture, an image. Okay, a welcome image. Okay, so let's see, copy it, and when the only when the password is correct, ID and password is correct, only in this case it will create an intent, it will put these messages are basically not required, and it will start this activity. Alright, and in this activity now let us create a image. Okay, how to do that? Go to the message, the display message activity layout, and here I'm going to delete this thing, this is not required, text view is not required. Okay, now here I'm going to place a image. So I'm just creating an image view, match parent. Although we have created this image, but the source is blank. So if you launch the activity now, it will show blank screen because all the image is there, but there is no source for it. So to create a source, first we have to import the image. So let's go to in the drawables, right click, create new, and image asset, and here on this button, by clicking on this button you can select the image. I have already downloaded it in the D drive, welcome .jpg. Click OK. This is the image that I have just downloaded, and be careful, don't use capital letters in the names. Okay, it should be small letters, otherwise it may throw error. You can resize it. You can see how the image preview, you can see the preview on this right side, how the image is going to look inside a circle with a square with rounded corners, with squares and so on. Okay, once you are satisfied with all these foreground, background sizes and everything, you just click on next and then click finish. If there are some images which are with the same name and they are being overwritten, you will get a warning here. Right now it is my first image, so it is not showing any warning. Click finish, and then the image is imported as my image bitmap. Okay, so here I am going to give the src my image. Okay, so that's it. Let us try to run this app. Click on run app. Let's see how it looks in our device. If there are no compile errors, it should run. It is building. Okay, it will not show the image directly. First we have to log in, and if the login is successful, only then it will show the image. So let's put ID as my ID and my PWD. Okay, rest are optional. Click login. If the login is successful, the image will come on your screen. So that is how you can see this images. You can embed the images inside your activities, and it's not that difficult. I mean, if you see very beautiful graphics, most probably the graphics were designed in some other software, maybe let's say AutoCAD or 3D Max, or maybe some graphic Photoshop kind of Blender kind of software. Those graphics were then exported as images, and then those images were imported inside the Android app. So there are most probably these are the chances. The user interface, Android is not very rich in the creating very good graphics, but you can import the images which are already having good graphics. So this is how you can make your app more appealing to the user and more beautiful. The user interface can be made as more beautiful. So this is what we have created today. Today's was a practice session. What we have done today is just a review. We have created 2 edit boxes, one for ID and one for password, and a button which checks. When we click on that button, it checks whether the ID and password are correct or not, and then if it is correct, then it shows another screen and shows a welcome message. If the credentials are not right, then also it shows a unsuccessful attempt kind of message. We have also seen how to change the appearance and how to change the behavior of edit text by changing the parameters in the layout XML file. And finally, we have seen how we can embed images inside the activities, inside the layouts. So thank you very much, friends. That's it for today. I'm intentionally keeping these lectures slow and also kind of basic and short, so that you don't fall behind. My main motto, my main purpose is that whatever I'm trying to tell you, you should be able to absorb it. If I keep on firing new and big things, you might not be able to absorb it. So that is my prime purpose of this training. You should be able to get a grasp of the user interface and the language. Okay, that is my primary purpose. The lectures might be slow, might be short, but it is good for the beginners. So my lectures are right now, they are mostly for the beginners. I do conduct training on the advanced courses as well. So if you are comfortable with this, and if you think you are done with the advanced, the basic course, you can obviously you can enroll for the advanced courses as well. So thank you, friends. That is all for today. We will meet tomorrow with the next class. In the tomorrow's session, we'll be creating a database oriented app in which today what we have done is we have hard coded the ID and password inside the app, inside the Java program. So tomorrow what we'll do is we'll use the same app, but instead of hard coding the ID and password, we'll save it inside the database, fetch it from there, compare it. If login is successful, then it will log in, otherwise it will show an error message, and user should be able to change his password. Okay, that is what this is what we are going to do tomorrow in the tomorrow's next session. So thank you once again for your kind attention. Thank you.